Hello, everybody. Welcome to book club meeting number 6 for The Power of Now. My name is
I
Roy.
can.
Steffi.
I'm distracted. Hello. My name is Stephanie.
Is it
I'm
Blake?
here
Is,
for book
is
club.
Blake distracting
Do I need
Yes.
to turn off the
you?
camera? Can they see the camera? Are you screen recording?
Well, this video doesn't make it in there. I just put like Fortnite video over
Aw.
it.
Fuck you.
This sucks.
Oh, do you want Blake to be the main?
No, that'd be fucked up if it's just my camera.
Eh.
Yeah, we don't have no
I don't have a
on my
camera,
computer.
so
That's fine.
Mine is
I
I
like
have
just
to
turn
go
it
buy
on whenever
one.
I'm officially sufficiently grogged up.
grogged up.
sufficiently grown.
Grunked up?
He's all
that?
grogged
Grogged
Buy me a
up.
camera, I'll use it.
My camera's like $20.
Did you go to a competition today? Oh,
Who?
we're on book club.
Yeah, book club.
Me?
Book club.
That was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Book club.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it is book club.
Who's
Who's next?
introducing themselves?
Oh, I'm next. I got distracted by Blake's camera, right? Yo, what up? I'm Brett.
I'm Blake
That's Brett's name.
and shit.
And shit.
I'm Joe.
Well, that's the camera.
What's up, Joe?
No more putting the camera in your eyeball, Blake.
Yeah.
Shove it up
More
your
nose
nose
cam.
again. Nose cam.
All right. So this week we're on chapter 8 on the power of now. It's called Enlightened Relationships. I particularly found this chapter interesting, and I like the part where it talked about relationships, how they kind of become love-hate relationships when you're in a relationship with someone, and kind of explained how love is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be how can you love someone if you hate them? It's like, well, that is very interesting, right? That's true fact. You can't really hate someone if you love them. So I'm like, do I love anyone then? But it's I think it's following the trend of the rest of the book of saying that, it's the ego taking over and you're I'm not looking at that. I'm not going to look at my computer monitor anymore because what's over here trying to distract us all.
I was about to show you guys
Blake,
Kama
stop
Sutra.
trolling.
Yeah, so the ego makes attachments, right? And I found it interesting. So it was talking about it talked about addictions, and then it also talked about how, like, when you get in a relationship and everything seems great for the in love part, and then after a while, you start to your partner will trigger something, or your ego just becomes unhappy, and then you'll attack them to try to get them to make you happy again. Which I find that part kind of interesting, because I did always wonder, I'm like, am I mad because of what they did, or am I mad because of, I don't know, it's just me. I think I've been like reflecting on that more, like realizing like maybe the reason that I get upset or with other people is it's a miscommunication. I guess maybe on both ends, but like on my end, it goes back to like I had that expectation, which you know what they say about expectations and assumptions, called assumptions.
What do they say
Don't be
about
the ass in the
You know what
expectations?
assuming does.
Yeah, assumptions never work out. Never work out. Expectations almost never work out either because, like, unless you have a really maybe clear outlined contract or like clear communication with the person, like, I really would like X, Y, and Z from you. I mean, you can't really make anyone do anything anyways, so I thought that was um interesting. And I guess what I got from it was you gotta let that shit go. I think that's this whole book. Um, you can't let you try
Tell 'em
to.
kick rocks.
It's like always going back to being in the present. Like and I thought the part about addiction was interesting too. Where it said that it's how did it say it? It said everything.
As long as you're on that high, you're good. It's like every time you get that rush from the drug addiction, basically, whether it's an actual drug, TV shows, you chasing love or what you want, you get while you got the drug, you're high, and everything's all right. And then when you crash, you come down. That's when all the uglies come out.
Blake's cuddling up with
That's
a
true.
blahage while
Yeah.
book clubbing.
Yeah.
And every addiction starts with pain and
pain and
ends
ends
with
with
pain.
pain.
Yeah, I really got to. Yeah, that's kind of true. It's just interesting how, like, as a human species, it seems like everything we do is like an addiction, right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Everything's well. A lot of people want just look for pleasure. That's like what a lot of people do.
I'm addicted
So I'm
to
like,
sleeping.
does that mean you don't go out and do things that are like pleasurable, or you just try to have a consistent joy in life? That is a giant shark.
Bug in here.
I think we gotta go live on a park bench for 3 years.
Do you think this is a giant shark? I'm trying to buy a fucking. There. Continue.
Okay.
I forgot the word anyways. But like everything in moderation, you know, like it's okay to seek out pleasure, but you go too far and then consequences will arise, you know, just everything in moderation.
Right, because that's what I talked about too, right? You get in that loop of like where like instead of like kind of enjoying the moment, like maybe you do enjoy the moment, but then it's like so fleeting, and you're like onto the like, and I see this in a lot of like, I guess what do you call them, normies? It's like
Normies.
they work Monday through Friday, right? And they're living for the weekend.
Wages.
I can't wait
Wages.
till it's Friday, you know? And then their Saturday comes and they're so happy. And then on Monday, they're fucking depressed and they're like, I can't wait for the weekend too. So they're projecting it into the future and they're kind of not, they
They're,
forget to like,
compartmentalizing their happiness for the weekend. So like, yeah, I don't have to work.
I remember like having coworkers like that, and I'm like, I don't really hate what I do that much. Like, I understand it's work, but it's kind of like the chores at home. Like, I used to hate fucking washing dishes
I hate
until I
washing
listened to
dishes
this.
still.
Until I listened to this, I don't know, this weird talk from this guy, and he was like, no, enjoy. He's like, these have to be done, and you need to like not resent the moment. He's like, be present, feel the water go over the dish, wash each dish, wash one dish at a time instead of like looking at your fucking torrential pile of them, especially if you didn't wash them throughout the week, and you're like, holy shit, just wash one. And I don't know why, but that kind of set me free, where like I don't mind washing the dishes anymore, and I also do not leave them for the entire week, so then I don't have to wash a week's worth of dishes.
I'd rather do laundry than dishes.
Yeah, I've gotten better
I'd
at that
rather
too.
do dishes than laundry.
Fuck dishes. I can't stand them. I hate them.
I always bribe Joseph
all
to
I
do
got
all the
to-
dishes.
I always forget my laundry.
Laundry ain't that bad.
Laundry once a week is not that bad. Laundry once a month, bad.
That's why I just try to stay up on washing the dishes.
a
Whatever I
month.
dirty, I clean it right away.
I've done it. I've done laundry once a week.
I don't have enough clothes to do laundry once a month.
You just rewear them like 5 times, man. Until
True.
You just
I
You
refuse.
wear them
I wear
once, you
like
flip them inside out.
I wear jeans. I wear
Exactly.
jeans like 2 days in a row, but any other clothes I ditch. Put them in the dirty clothes.
wear like pajamas like 3 times in a row because usually
I don't wear pajamas.
You don't wear pajamas?
No.
Like
I
I
mean, I
call
wear-
pajamas like a t-shirt and sweats. Those are my pajamas. I don't like have a fucking onesie.
I'll sleep
Wow.
in my jeans. I don't care.
You sleep in your jeans?
Yeah, I don't care.
We gotta kill this guy.
I sleep
Wait,
in
like
I'm wearing that day, I'll
regularly or
just
just
sleep.
like occasionally?
Whenever I want to, really.
I mean, if you're like really tired,
Like-
like dead tired, maybe you sleep in your jeans. But like on a
I
normal
just
day,
don't
you know,
care. I'm just like, oh, I want to
that's
go to
insane.
bed.
Do you sleep in
I
your
think
shoes
about
too?
what I
Do you wear
sleep in.
shoes?
I'm with
Brett's
No.
comfy and he's in the now and he's like, the jeans are part of me now.
I'm too tired to think about changing and stuff.
No, I'm
so I
with
just
Brett
go to
though.
sleep.
I've watched like plenty of horror movies. Do you really want to be running around in your boxers when the zombies attack you, or do you
Yeah.
want to have your jeans on?
It'll
Yeah.
make the killer
Make it
uncomfortable
faster,
if you're
make it
fucking naked.
faster.
That's true. You know what? If you're gonna go fight people, you gotta fight them naked because I saw how much they didn't want to touch that naked man. They're like, oh fuck it, get him off of me, he's
Start
naked.
foaming at the mouth and run at him naked. They'll run.
You gotta shit your pants.
No, you gotta-
tactically.
you gotta walk on your hands at them and fucking run it, walk at them
Be
that
the
way.
grudge.
Yeah.
You gotta run around naked on New Year's.
Gotta do the
down
crab
street.
walk.
You gotta
Banging pots and
you gotta handstand so your junk is running at their face while you're waddling towards them. That'll scare them.
All right, I think that concludes my turn. I will hand the torch.
That was insightful.
Get rid of the touch.
Who's next?
I'm next.
Thank God. I need a water.
Wow,
Be right back.
okay.
Hold on. Just
Oh,
talk to this
wow.
guy.
He means he's gonna get another handle of vodka and get wasted.
No, I don't have any more grog.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
All right. So chapter 8, I thought it was funny how the chapter before was the chapter I was like most confused on, I think. And then this chapter I understood a lot more than any other chapter before it. So that was kind of funny. Uh I definitely understood a lot more what he said, especially from where hate comes from love. That sort of thing, like having certain expectations. Like if you haven't been in a relationship before and you get in one, then you have like certain expectations, like romanticize, like if you watch movies or stuff, like, oh, someone's gonna throw a rock at my window or something at like 2 a.m. or what was it, hold a boombox up outside my window.
Hmm.
You know, you have that certain kind of expectations, which if someone doesn't fulfill, then you just like sort of harbor contempt for like, oh, I guess they don't love me or something, which isn't the case. It's just they're doing it in their own way. So I liked reading that part. The addiction part too, it does get addicting if you're kind of like, I guess, caught up in your feelings and you don't explore them a lot. It can really be like a downward slope, a slippery slope, and you can just, like anything that's good, get too much of it. Can't remember where it was. I thought it was funny when he was talking about the differences between like men and women, I think, and then he was comparing women to the divine and then men to like the mind that doesn't actually like change. I thought that was kind of funny, kind of sliding men. These men suck.
So relatable.
And then he went, he talked about the female pain body and stuff, and any like
The menstrual cycle.
the menstrual cycle and shit, and
The menses.
I kind of took that with a grain of salt. Whenever a guy tells me how women are, I kind of take that very lightly.
Yeah, it was weird.
So
I don't know.
I kind of glossed over it.
I worked with women, and when they're on their cycle, they all be bitching at work about anything and everything. Like it's like in synchrony. Like one gets it, they all get it. It's like I
And
need to go home.
that might be true. In my experience with my female friends, they have not shown
Yeah.
anything.
Well,
So maybe I'm like wasn't close
maybe you're
enough to them or something, or maybe
I
I'm
work
lucky.
with
Maybe
like
I
I'm the
don't
only
know.
guy that works at that gas
I haven't
station. I'll
seen
just leave it at that. So
I'm sure it has manifested in ways, but I have not been able to tell. So
oh, I can tell when my boss is on hers because she's just a bitch towards everybody. And she's normally not a bitch. Like she's just moody. So
Now, women are usually moody before their period.
no. She be ready to rip
Oh,
people fucking
PMS.
heads off when she's on that shit. Angie don't play around.
I like the chapter overall. I'm excited to see your guys' reactions, seeing as he had a specific section for women, and then what was it? Is being gay a help or a hindrance? That section as well. So I just wanted to hear y'all's opinions on that. But yeah, good chapter. Probably my favorite one so far.
I do have to say that it was a good chapter.
Yeah.
All right, Blake.
I was trying to do the Chad face. All right, I put some notes before this meeting. I didn't say anything about the period thing. I was hoping Steffi would talk about that, but
Oh, I'm sorry, I left it to you guys. My bad.
yeah, it's weird. I'm glad Brett.
I personally relate to the period section.
I broached it. No, I don't relate at all. My dog is gonna be in heat soon. I guess I could relate to that because they have
Oh,
to get her
yeah.
diapers or some shit. That's
What do they do?
Wait, what kind of dog do you have?
like what breed?
Yeah.
Doberman,
Oh, okay.
and they haven't got her spayed yet because
You
she's
gotta
still a
get her-
puppy.
You got to get her the diapers that are look like skirts.
Yeah, because they don't want puppies. But anyways, yeah, I didn't put any notes about that. I put, I like the part. I don't remember where this was. Probably in the beginning because it's my first note. But I like when he said, talking about, maybe this is a callback to before, but waiting for an event, or a specific time in your life to be happy. Like, let's say, I'll be happy once this goal, whatever goal it might be, is reached, or I'll be happy whenever this thing occurs, instead of being in the now. He sort of brought that up again, and I like that point. So, yeah, try to be happy in the now instead of in the future. Always delaying your happiness for some goal. Whatever.
Is that what they teach you to do in school?
Yeah, well, like I'll be happy whenever I graduate, or I'll be happy whenever I get this new job. Maybe that's not exactly how you put it to yourself in your mind, but it'd be like, I'll be happier whenever this thing happens. But what this book tells us is everything you need is I got a friend request. Everything you need is
I don't know how to send you a message.
in your mind, or in your
Just be
internal.
happy.
I don't know.
Go
Yeah,
live
just
on
be
the park
happy.
bench and be homeless. You'll be happy.
That's yeah.
You don't have to be homeless to be happy.
You have to be homeless to be happy. You need
He
no
took it to
material
the
You
possessions.
extreme. He
You
took
don't
it to
need
the
to be
sleep on a
owned by
park
your
bench.
possessions, right?
And wake up at 2 a.m., do some acid, go back to sleep on the
Yeah.
park bench.
LSD.
extreme.
Capture a pigeon.
Capture a pigeon? Wait,
Capture a
did I tell you
pigeon
that story?
in the park.
What is this? Oh, you sent me a dog diaper.
Yeah, they have foxes on them.
Do I have my privacy setting where you have to be my friend to send me a message?
I don't fucking know how to work this thing.
Oh.
So I'm the wrong person to ask. I just was trying to right click and send you a message and it wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't buy these things anyways. My mom or stepdad buys.
I like the god
Like
rays
it's
on
under
Blake
there.
right now.
I actually have this.
You like the what?
The god
I have
rays,
this
you're like being
one.
flashbanged.
Well, it's because my fucking monitor is huge, and then whenever it's dark, it's like
Oh
I'm
yeah,
in the
you have an
darkness.
ultra wide, right?
Yeah, it's like complete. That's why it's so high up. That's why the angle is weird. Instead of it being like this, it's like this. Because my monitor is. Anyways, my other note is, I can't really relate to this because I've never had a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but whenever it says the relationship as a way to supplement, well, the note I put was relationship as a way to supplement empty life. It was weird. It was like, he had a note somewhere where it was like, you could be whole or some shit. I don't know. He had like a real heteronormative way of putting it, where it was like, when you're a male, your other half, the female.
Duality. Yeah, you talked about the duality, like
It was like, you need the other half. That's your
Duality of man.
the
Yeah.
union
You
between
don't-
man and woman.
you need the other half.
Whatever
and
makes you happy, you do it.
It's like your life is incomplete without the other half. And it said something like, if you're enlightened, then you could be whole. Your inner self is complete without the other half. So maybe you don't need a relationship. But then it was also like, even if you're not necessarily enlightened, if you're too closed off or whatever, then you're unwilling to start a relationship or some shit. I don't know. That resonated with me a little bit.
I think it was like if you're too closed off, you're not like open to new experiences.
Exactly. Yeah.
To be fair, I feel like it's a little bit harder now because I feel like women are more crazy.
They are
I think
crazy.
everybody's more crazy now.
I
I don't
think
really feel like the
everyone.
men are like more crazy, but I feel like the women definitely they want a lot. Like, you better be a fucking billionaire and buy him a Bugatti and like
Dude, I don't even have my own Bugatti yet.
I woke up in a new Bugatti.
I don't have my own Bugatti.
I don't know. I think it's the social media. I'm pretty sure the social media has been bad for all parties involved,
Well,
but
yeah,
like
when
the
you're on
women, it
social
really
media, you're comparing your life to everybody else, and you're wanting better, or you're wanting what they got. It's like it gets you depressed.
and people don't people in Hollywood probably know because it's like, okay, we make this movie, but it's like a fantasy thing. Like, we know all the work involved behind the scenes, but
They're planting shit in people's heads.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's all-
like
it's
I
all
had a
fake.
friend that would always post great pictures with her fucking boyfriend, right? Like, she looked fucking happy, like they had the best time in the world. But I was her friend and I saw how much they fucking argued and fought, and it was just fucking
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah,
but I'm
they're
sure
fake.
other females are like, oh, that's what I want. I want what Ariana has because she has a great relationship. I'm like, she does not. She is lying to you. So everybody's just lying. So women are like expecting something that's like not real.
Yeah, well,
Fairy tale.
that's the problem with like social media is because everyone's like false portraying themselves up there on social media, and then everyone's like, that's what life should look like, even though it's like completely
Yeah.
unattainable or like superficial.
I just use Facebook for shit posting and memes and pissing off family. That's it.
There's so many people like on Facebook that will take pictures of themselves in front of like vehicles that aren't even theirs, and like, look at this new bike I just bought, and people are like, oh my god, they have enough to buy a
Sit on your
car.
I seen a video that like this one dude, he was sitting in a car and it had tinted windows, and these dudes were like, while he was sitting in his car, he's watching through the window, and taking a picture, and he's knocked on the window and rolled down. So get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
People do that. They'll run into random cars and take pictures in front of it and try to portray it as theirs.
So do men just not do it as much, or they realize?
No, men still do it.
I know that they do it, but like,
I think you have to be a loser to do that shit, honestly.
men also cohabitate with other men better than women cohabitate with other women. It's not right. Didn't you guys see my friend always talks about the like they put women on an island and men on an island, and men were actually like productive in building a village and like cooperating with each other, and the women were like starving to death, fighting and starving to death. Yeah, they actually had to end the project and like
for real.
Wait,
yeah.
What? Who did that?
A real thing?
Wait, who did that?
Yeah, I don't know. Briggs always talks about it, but I can find it and then probably.
Was it like
maybe like a show?
Or something?
Yeah, it was a show. Yeah, he talks about
like
it was the show
Big
because
Brother,
like
but I know what you're talking about. They did something similar with Big Brother where they locked everybody in a fucking house. And
What is this show? I have to watch this
Maybe
show.
Brett-
I just saw a clip of the show, I think, but it was like camps, I guess, like a reality show just on an island. It was like camps of like men and women, and the men were like working together to like build shelter and like scavenge and like fish and shit, and the women were trying to do that, but apparently they were just failing at every turn. So apparently like most of the women just went over to the men's camp to like live there.
Was that because of
Well,
the
they just
director?
left.
It's called The Wilds. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, it was just they just fucking
Wait, what is
left,
it- what's it
which
called?
is kind of funny, but
The Wilds. It's an American drama show, television.
Wait, The Wilds?
So yeah, I mean, you know,
Where the wild things are.
Maybe.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, me and Sebastian had talked about it too. It's like, because obviously, like, you don't start out a millionaire or like successful, so you have to be willing to like struggle together and grow together. And a lot of people are just not into that. And I think it's harder to meet people because nobody goes outside.
Yeah, I don't go outside.
You obviously go outside. You have a gun, and you use
What?
it. You had to go outside. I don't think you.
I
used
went
it.
outside and
outside
shoot the
yesterday, but I never went outside before that.
Never. Nope. Never. Yeah. Totally believe that.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword with how the internet
Exactly.
is, because
Yeah.
social media does make it worse, but then there's stuff like, I think someone said it was like Meetup. It was like an app or meetup.com or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really good for like social situations if you want to meet new people, which is a positive. It's just
Yeah, I think that like what Blake does too, like going to competitions, you're gonna meet some people with a similar.
Dude, there's no women there.
Of course not.
Well,
And if there are
well-
women there, they already had. It's because their boyfriend is there or whatever.
There's no femboys there.
relationships aren't cornered to romantic ones. It can be friendships as well.
Yeah, I haven't made any friends, but I did have someone ask me about my nail polish
There
Respect.
you go.
in like a respectful way. I don't know, everyone's nice there, but they're all like, they would be like a dad figure, not in a sexual
Yeah,
way,
they're
in
a
a
lot of older
completely
people.
platonic way.
You get into what you're doing. Who do you go with then? You go with someone, right?
Oh, I just go with a friend. I go with a friend. Friendo.
Your friend was the one that got you into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No potential romantic partners at these competitions.
Okay,
Right
maybe
now.
that. Yeah, maybe that's not the place.
Maybe actually, nah. There's some weirdos there. There's too many fucking what do you call them? Republicans.
Ah, true.
I thought you were gonna say what CIA people. I don't
There's
know.
not enough libtards. There are some glowies there too.
Too many
There's some
feds.
glowies.
There you go. That's the word for them.
There's some feds.
Too many
Like there's
fed
some
boys.
law enforcement.
I hate when people approach you and they ask you like just a series of like really intrusive questions, and I'm like, Okay, I don't think you want to be my friend. I think you're interrogating me. Can you please leave now?
No, there's some cool people at the competition. You meet some fun people with the shooting sports. You meet a mixed bag. Mixed bag. A lot of them are white and middle aged though, and male. That's sort of the
True.
Go
that's
on
the,
motorcycle. Do the motorcycle thing. That's fun.
what's a motorcycle? Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I need a motorcycle. My
Yeah,
brother
I've
has a
met
motorcycle.
so many cool people.
I
And
can
you'll meet
Man.
girls.
Southern
And probably
California
families.
hit
I
with
don't know,
that
maybe-
earthquake as a tropical storm Hillary rolls in.
Oh yeah, dude, it's raining here right now. We spent all
Hillary
day yesterday.
Clinton?
Yeah,
Clinton?
She's finally come to take out California.
No.
Dude, I thought it was gonna be way worse than it was. We were worried our tarps were gonna like fucking fly away and shit, and all our shit was gonna be
You
wet.
live under a tarp?
Yes, I'm
I
homeless.
do.
I live on a park bench.
That's
At
enlightening.
least you got a tarp.
That's how you afford that drone.
Yeah, there you go. Ain't paying no rent, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Should I say my next note? Is
Yeah.
the conversation?
No.
Yeah, okay. There was a part where he was talking about how if you're an enlightened individual, I don't know how you self-prescribe that, but if you're especially enlightened, then your partner or partners, I guess. He never talked about a polycule in these pages, but they would be basically you weren't able to, or you're not able to like coexist or some shit. Like if you're someone who wants to stay in the darkness like Bane and you don't want to become enlightened, then you'll have difficulty being around someone who's especially enlightened or some shit like that. I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
Is that why
I don't
people
know
hate?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Darkness likes darkness, and light likes light.
Darkness.
Well, yeah,
It can
likes
only change if
attract
they want
likes. That's why like crazy people always fucking find one another.
Oh my god,
True.
dude! Speaking of our mother too, she always attracts the crazies, and she's like, "What is it?" And I was like,
It's
"Dude,
because
can't
you
be
are
crazy."
crazy, woman.
You have
Look at the
crazy
meme.
vibrations.
Yeah, I can contest after what I heard. So, yeah, she
Just like I
crazy.
swear, criminals might be like very like in touch with the now because it's like they somehow have like Gundar or something. They're like, "Oh my god, this person can defend themselves. I'm not gonna fuck with them." Like somehow know.
Gundar.
He has like
Gundar.
radar for guns or something.
Dude, I have like a hat
Gundar.
that has a gun on it. That's my Gundar.
Gundar.
Hold on.
My Gundar.
That's my Gundar.
Hold on.
It's like a Gundam. It's a mech you get in.
You see it?
Made of guns.
This is my Gundar. Some shit just fell behind me. This is my Gundar.
Hold on, wait, I can't see it. Let me
Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back.
Jose.
Yellow Foot Rod and Gun Club.
As a gun
That's
club.
where they go to shoot.
That's where I shoot at. So that's my
It's pretty
Gundar.
big.
It's-
He's been doxxed.
Yeah.
Find this
They have
man.
an archery
I live in
range, but no one
Tennessee.
uses it because I
Kingsford,
left.
Tennessee. My address is 1368. No, I'm just kidding.
You live in Tennessee?
Find this man and get him a femboy boyfriend.
I do.
Yeah.
Give me a femboy.
Get this
A lot
man
of
a
people
femboy
live in
immediately.
Tennessee. Heard Tennessee is the place to be.
It's so sick.
Place to be.
I've never
It's
been.
not bad there specifically.
Better
Yeah, I
than
forgot.
cornfields,
Where we
probably.
were recording this, I almost said my entire
It's better than
address.
cornfields, but you have like meth down there, so trade off.
No, it's pills, bro, not meth.
Bro, dude, they got
No,
all
cook,
that here in
man.
Indiana. You don't know what you're
Yeah.
gonna get if you go
Well,
buy
there, I mean, there is
something.
meth,
Yeah.
I'm sure, but mostly pills
It's mostly like fucking
Yeah,
heroin
up here
pills
it's
up
corn
here.
and beans.
and beans and cornbread.
Yeah, there's corn,
Uh,
there's soybeans, there's soy boys.
Soy boys.
Soy boys.
Okay,
Plant 'em
my
in the
final
spring.
note.
I don't know.
So I like the part where he said having a
Words.
relationship. Fuck, relationship with yourself versus being yourself. Basically, you sort of the relationship with yourself, so you might be judgmental towards your own actions or thoughts versus just being accepting yourself as you are, like basically losing the relationship, so-called relationship with yourself, and just sort of accepting, yourself, I guess. I don't know. I liked it. I don't know what else to say about that point.
Yeah, that was a good part too. I have
Yeah.
trouble with that, so
I don't know.
A lot of
That's what-
people do. I mean, yeah. kind of a normal human affliction, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have
Makes
any
me
more notes.
sad because I feel like, you know, a lot of people think that they have like all these problems, and I'm like, dude, you're fine. And then you tell someone
Fine.
they're fine, and then they're like, I'm not fine. I'm like, you're fucking fine.
I'm not
Be in the now.
fine.
You're
How
fucking
many
fine.
people say they're not fine to you? Do you have that problem?
Steffi talks to a lot of soy boys that are always
I talk to
upsetty.
A lot of people tell me, for some reason, people
They
random
confide in you?
yes, random
Well,
ass
it's
people.
because you
I'll
have a
have
trustworthy face or something.
Well, that's
I
because
think.
True.
I've had that issue too.
No,
Like
I'm
customers
not
will
that
just come up
judgy.
and tell you about your problems and tell me about where their problems are. Anybody there's like, I don't want to hear this.
Oh, I don't
Well,
mind hearing it.
I don't
like
mind hearing it, but it's like sometimes I don't like to. It's like
Like, it's
sometimes
really
it gets too
personal.
much. Well, yeah, and then when it's back to back all day at work, it sucks.
Well, you live in a different place too. I live in more a hippie, spiritual town. You live in like a drug, like
Yeah.
egoistic town where people
Spiritual
aren't.
town, so
like-
you guys like communicate through your
What? Well,
your
it's gotten really
non-bodies.
worse. It's actually gotten worse out here by us since the mayor decided to remove all the park benches in the city to fucking push the homeless out. So now they're all
Remove all
coming
the
back
park
over here.
benches.
Yeah,
Good
yeah, they did.
enlightened.
Yeah, for real. Like in the
No.
uptown district, they removed every single bench so the homeless couldn't sleep up there. So now they're all like over here by the supermarkets.
I
and
mean,
stuff
what's
like
the
that.
difference between like? Is there a huge difference between sleeping on a bench and then sleeping like on the ground or
Yeah, now
like
we got
Not
all the homeless
really.
in a
crazy
tent?
people out there. Now
Maybe
they're all like
less
over by
bugs
us.
if you're up off the ground.
Well,
I
the
guess.
problem is like since the economy has been pretty much just going downhill, and there's been like more homeless and like underemployed, the like the amount of like homeless people is just going up, and so there's like a big homeless population that obviously goes around dysfunctional cities because their economies are the first ones to fail and be the most impacted by a failing economy. So they get more and more homeless and stuff. They're like, we got to take care of these homeless. They're like, let's kick them over to the next county, and that will be their problem. And so they just get rid of
They do
anything that makes homeless people like stay around there, and they just migrate elsewhere. They don't like take care of the problem at all.
No, yeah, that I see that here in LA all the time. Like,
It's messed up.
there's
If you
huge
go
tent
to
cities, and then like in Beverly Hills, there ain't not one homeless person. And if there is a homeless person, a cop is following them, and they got their little backpack, and they're on the move.
Mm-hmm.
it's messed up. Like you go to the beach now, there's no benches for you to sit down or anything like that.
Yeah.
And we removed all of
I
it.
went to the park the other day and trying to go to the dog park, and I was like walking up and I see this little like stream. I was like, oh, someone's like pouring out their water bottle, and then I like slowly pan up and I'm like, oh, that's a vagina. Some lady
They're
is
pouring out their vagina?
some lady is standing up with her legs barely spread and her fucking like dress. I guess she had a black dress on, like hiked up, and she's just
That's
taking a
messed
piss.
up.
She's just taking a
Crazy.
That's
Something
sick.
else.
Just running down her leg.
I don't
Like,
think
that's
that's book club
badass.
appropriate. That's got to get
That's
edited out.
badass.
It's not
Why is that gonna get edited out?
I don't know. Demonetize us. I don't know. Who knows?
Demonetize. Rory was saying.
Oh.
No, I
Bleeped
blocked
it
that.
out.
I edited those
Now
out.
you have to bleep
No.
this
Now I gotta
shit.
do it again.
I'm sorry,
Did you-
but
the homeless people.
No, I edited out when I said the F word in the other videos.
the F word.
out.
Fuck.
F slur.
Yeah, the other non-friendly. I'm okay.
Probably a
I'm
good
okay with fuck, but yeah,
I'm sorry.
I edited. I put the dolphin sound. I clipped it out and I put the SpongeBob.
Ah,
Now
dolphin
it's
yeah.
sound.
gonna get used again.
Now I gotta do it again. Damn it.
I'm sorry.
Is it difficult? You should be getting better. We're improving your editing skills.
Yeah.
You guys are making
This is
me
practice.
work. Wait, would the homeless person peeing on the street have to be taken out? I don't see why
You
not.
said- Alright.
No, we were just talking about it. We
What do you
didn't have
guys
a
think?
graphic.
Comment down below if you think we should edit out homeless person being
If we could
Also,
sh-
while you're
if we
there,
should
don't forget to
cut
like and
vagina out.
subscribe and hit that little bell icon for notifications.
Well, it's not like
should
sexual
click
or
that
anything,
bell.
so I don't see
No.
what the problem would be, honestly.
Alright.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Whose turn is it?
we're in the now. We're not even talking about the book. We're
Right.
just in the now.
We're some of the now
I think
right
I'm
now.
Just-
next,
Jesse's
if I remember
turn.
correctly.
Jesse's
So
turn.
there's one thing that I wanted to talk about in that chapter. I liked it as enlightening. There's one part where they're talking about how the ego attacks a partner, like if they don't conform to what they expect of them. Previous relationship with my ex, I don't want to bring up the name just in case he's listening. So
Call
fuck
him
you.
out.
Call him
Alright.
out.
Fucking
I'm just kidding.
William.
I'm
There you go.
William.
Dox this man.
Yeah. Anyway,
What's his
so-
address?
What's his
I
social
don't know what
security
his
number?
address is. He's living with some diaper for fucking Wisconsin last time I checked. That was a while ago.
Can you explain what a diaper?
I don't even know. All I know. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. This too much.
Anyways,
I already
So,
know what it is.
like
I'm
when
just joking.
we were together, and then he was trying to get me to do like that polyamorous thing where you got multiple people in a relationship, and I didn't want to do that, and I didn't, I don't want to be with multiple people. That's just disgusting. That's not my type of thing. And
Disgusting.
then everything was my fault after that. Like he kept on blaming me for everything that happened. He got more fucking hostile towards me, so I've experienced that. That.
Oh, you hurt his
chapter
like
lightened me up.
ego.
Yeah,
You
I hurt his ego
why
because I
what?
didn't want I didn't want to be what he wanted me to be.
I cam.
here he goes with the high cam again. But yeah, so that's like that one stuck out to me in that chapter. Now I got a better understanding of that because it's like shortly after I disagreed that that's when everything went downhill and he was just an asshole. That was pretty early on.
So what about Squilliam? What was that related to the book?
Because the ego attacking thing, not conforming to what
Yeah.
he wanted me to be.
So you were in the pain cycle. You were in the love pain cycle.
Yeah, he was wanting me to be do that poly stuff and be with multiple people. I told him I didn't want to do that, and everything was slowly becoming my fault, and he became hostile towards me. So that's when his shit started going downhill.
But he knocks his block off.
Yeah, he's a big ass man whore, cheating man whore.
He's a cheating man whore.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah,
He's
that's
in his
all I got to
lower
talk about that
chakra.
one. That's all I wanted to talk
What's your
about
lower
that.
chakra?
The groin one.
What is that?
So I can go ahead and pass it off
Is
to
that the lowest
Teetotaler
chakra? Is
Fox.
that the one in your groin?
Yeah,
In the groin?
Yeah, because there's like 7 chakras or something like that, and like
I don't know. I didn't watch. I haven't finished Naruto yet. No, I'm just kidding. I did finish Naruto. That was just a little joke.
I think Joseph's actually wearing a Naruto
Oh,
shirt
cool.
right
you're
now.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Naruto shirt right now.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a headband somewhere around here. I don't know where it is, but I have a
Gonna wear it.
fucking.
I know the one
is
you're
it-
talking about. I've seen it.
It's the crossed out
Yeah, it's
fucking
the crossed out
Akatsuki
one.
Sand Village or whatever the fuck it's called.
Was Roy wearing
I
the
think it was
monkey shirt?
I like
Sasuke.
Gara.
Oh yeah, I got
my
a
favorite
monkey
character.
shirt on. I love the monkey shirt. It's so cool.
You need to wear it. Remember that one day when we went to fucking Panda and you was ordering your food with monkey noises and that bitch was looking at you like I don't get paid enough for this. Like she's like, "What do you want?" And she pointed at you like, "Whoop, whoop, whoop."
You were doing it in public?
Yeah,
he
he did it in public.
What's wrong with you?
She looked
It was
so
me.
irritated.
It was me, Steffi, and Sebastian. I think was with us. We all went and got food.
And you were making monkey
No,
noises to the server?
It sucks because there was a dude server there, and I was hoping he was gonna be the dude that dug out all the food for us and stuff. And then, but he went
Dug
somewhere
it
else,
out.
and then the chick had to take my order. I was like, "Fuck, she's not gonna like this at all." And then so I was making like monkey grunt, like caveman noises,
Why'd you?
and pointing at
So
stuff.
if you thought about that, why'd you make the monkey
Yeah,
noises?
why'd you
I was
really
already
continue
committed.
to
I was
do
already
it?
committed to the bit. I
You
was
committed
already,
to the bit.
I was already
Fuck.
committed to the bit. Dude.
He just went through.
What's the
dude,
difference
like,
between the man and the woman interpreting your monkey noises? Like,
Because he would know. He would be in the now. It would
Oh,
be like
you
on a
know?
Like the man- are you-
spiritual level.
like the guy you
Oh.
think
That
would
lady
know
by
what
the,
the monkey
at
noises
the end of the
about?
order,
No,
that lady
he'd-
looked
he'd
like
think
she was
it's
ready
funny.
to throw his food on the floor. It's funny. 'cause
Man
she's
would
about
think
ready
it's
to throw his
funny.
food
A
on the
woman
floor.
would think it's stupid.
Yeah. Whenever I
Yeah,
do,
everyone would think it was stupid.
whenever
It's
I
stupid.
it is stupid, but it's stupid funny. Whenever I do that stuff to like dudes, they always like think it's funny. But when I do it to a chick, they're just like, "This guy is fucking."
It's because dudes are stupid. Because they like stupid shit.
Exactly.
They
They
do,
understand my
but
humor.
They just some
Yeah.
guy humor stuff, and all the guys like laughing. I'm like, that's kind of. I mean, it's mildly.
He
I
make
don't
monkey
want it
noise.
as
No,
entertaining.
that lady looked like she's ready to throw his fucking food.
It's
on the floor at the
harmless
end of the
anyways,
order.
though. It's not like
funny.
I freaking did anything bad. or
No,
anything.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's weird.
It was
It's
weird.
more like when
It
it happens
depends-
to
it
you, you
depends on
go
the
back to your house and you're like, "Damn, that really happened today."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they could get some
This
free Reddit
person
karma.
ordered
Like,
my
they
You
just-
told somebody about you. She was like, there was this fucking
Yeah,
freak.
that's a
I bet
story
you-
you
At my
have
work
to tell
today.
someone.
I went to
Like, you are
work
a
today
memory
and I
that
was
lives
trying to
rent-free
do
in
this
her
order
mind.
and I
I
got
guarantee
monkey
it.
memory forever in somebody.
Right.
They just
I
thawed
bet-
him out of the fucking ice. He was a Neanderthal. He didn't know how to speak
I bet you
human
she
language.
will remember that for the rest of her life.
Like this fucking. That's like a story they like passed down to the
You're gonna be
kids.
that lucky memory.
You were-
If you go to
you were
the zoo, you're
committed.
gonna get PTSD.
That was like the, hey,
The
that's
monkey
like
man is coming to
one
order
story-
again.
One story
Everybody
I was
hide.
working at Walgreens, this one dude, I had a 10-year-old kid come up to the register. This is back when I was working in the pharmacy, and he was crying like, "I can't use the bathroom because there's a grown man sleeping on the toilet." Whatever, like knocked
Sleeping
out.
on the toilet.
Yeah, dude was knocked out on the toilet. So I went in there and I bang on the door. I was like, "Hey, the police are coming." This dude
Get your ass off the toilet.
He runs out the toilet, dropping his
Oh.
fucking oxycodons all over the place.
Yeah,
Three
let's say he's either doing
Oxycontins.
drugs or he's dead.
He dropped a script of 90 on the floor.
They're bad for your liver, though.
Older than Elvis Presley.
Hey, dude, I never seen dude get up and run out the bathroom so fast. It was funny.
You're
Like,
like,
bang on
"All
the door,
right,
like,
kid."
police are coming.
You could use the toilet now. Just
It's
don't.
sad when you got. It's sad when you got an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old kid come up to you crying that he's got to use the bathroom. You can't do it because of a man sleeping on a toilet. That's sad.
It is sad. This was in the gas station. Where was this?
No, this is at Walgreens when I was working behind
okay.
the pharmacy when I got forced to be a pharmacist technician for like a month.
Walgreens has a bathroom.
Dude, when
I just asked it.
that reminds you when I worked in the pharmacy. There's this one chick who was like in her like 20s, and she came in there with like her boyfriend, and she's picking up her prescription, and like we went through all the I checked her ID and all that stuff, and I give her the script and rang it out and stuff, and then like I intentionally wait for her to, and this was I think Halloween day, like it was Halloween, and then she puts her credit card in the inside like the where you insert it. What are you doing, Blake?
Continue.
Continue.
He's staring at me. But okay.
I was like, why are you distracted? I'm like,
Okay.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so I ring her out and stuff, and I intensely wait for her to put her credit card in, and then I'm like once it's inserted, I'm like, oh, that'll be about like $273, and she's like panics and tries to rip the card out of the.
Okay, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
And then I said, oh no, and then I said, happy Halloween. It's only like $1.70 or something like that. So I'm like, I'm just messing with you. She was like,
she mad?
No,
she was mad.
No, she didn't get mad about it. Her boyfriend started laughing about it, and then she started laughing after she realized I was just messing with her. But
she ripped it out. That's so
yeah,
funny.
I just sat there and I waited for her to put it in there, and she's like, oh, she ripped it out once I said it was like $200 something. She's like, what the fuck?
Oh, I thought you said 2,000. I was like, oh my god.
No, I said it was like 270 something, and she just like she freaked out. And I was like, "Happy Halloween! I'm just messing with you. It's only like $1."
She asked for your manager's name, or asked to talk to your manager.
No, she took
her
her
fired.
She took her skin off and revealed she was actually a skeleton.
What the hell?
And then
Is that real?
And then she said, "Happy Halloween."
Scary.
Yeah, she was a spooky skeleton.
Whose turn is it?
It's my turn.
It's my turn. It's my
Yay.
turn. Book club. I feel like we talked about a lot of things. I like the section I liked the most that I guess reflected on the most was like the love-hate relationship part and the codependent relationships, because I think that's like I think that's the norm. I think most relationships are like codependent. Like they're just like toxic and they're dependent on the other person, and they're basically just like addicted to each other. And it's until like one little bad thing goes wrong in a relationship,
and then the whole house of cards comes down.
Yeah, and then the entire like relationship just flips, and it's like toxic, and people you don't want to break up or cheat, and it just goes sour really fast.
I think a lot of relationships are like that, but they're like not supposed to be like that. If you think a relationship is like to the point where it's labeled as codependent, you probably like have some problems or something.
Yeah.
Already in the relationship that just haven't come to light yet.
Yeah, but it's
like a ticking time bomb at that point.
It's usually like it takes like two to tango, because it always kind of seems like the people who are the same degree of like damaged goods always date like the same level of damaged goods. Yeah, people are like damaged and they're dysfunctional, and they seem to date people that are at the same level of damage and dysfunction as them. It's not.
They're energetically attracted to each other because they got the same stuff going on.
It's like that thing of like attract like. So it's like if one person's a drug addict and stuff, and then they get in a relationship with somebody, it's like even if they didn't know that person was a drug addict, they're like almost always drug addicts. They always have like the same level of dysfunction that they get in a relationship with. And so it's like if someone's has trust issues and they have problems like forming like bonds with people, you always see them get in relationships with people that are just like that. They're like the same level of damage and dysfunction as one another. It's so I always
I have a question then.
What?
What's the question?
Have y'all ever seen like cases of people that like opposites attract, that kind of
Yes.
thing?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think
Sure.
that like came about then?
I've never seen opposites attract. I've seen complements attract, like because you know how there's like the male and the female, and they're like complementary to one another. They're not really like opposites per se.
How so?
Well, it's just they kind of like fill kind of like pockets and roles that like make up for you.
Like the hunter and gatherer.
Yeah, I guess you could say something like that. But there's like
Humans are
complementary
fucking
roles.
cavemen.
Well, humans
Well, I
are.
feel like sorry. I feel like a lot of women kind of go for guys that are similar to their fathers.
That is so sick.
Like I don't know if it's just because they grew up in like the behavior of the dad and like how the interaction they have like see
I
with
was
their
thinking
mom and
that.
stuff, like that's the expectation maybe that they have, and their comfortability, they feel like comfortable around someone like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's why like if you have an abusive father, it's kind of they kind of get
I've
in
seen
abusive
that with
relationships.
people I went to school with, like fucking, they always end up with boys that are beating the shit out of them. They continuously keep going back to that. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, that
And
is.
they grew up in an abusive household.
Yes. And it can be like different types of abuse, It could be verbal abuse, it could be physical abuse, it could be both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting though.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people that have have had like bad like dysfunction because typically you model your relationships like whatever your relationship you had with like your parents. And so it's like whatever kind of like that relationship was with your parents, that's usually kind of like what manifests as like your relationships. And unless you like, I don't know, get therapy or you work yourself through like your past like trauma or something. But
Maybe you have a different friend group that moves you beyond that.
yeah, but it's because I know this one person that I think their dad left when they were young, and so they only had their mom, and their mom was like very like toxic and like emotionally manipulative and like verbally abusive to them since they were like a very like young person. And then whenever they would get in a relationship with somebody, they'd always get in a relationship with somebody that was very like emotionally manipulative and verbally abusive and like this basically modeling his like mom's relationship he had. And so he'd always date someone like that. So well, he was a gay guy, so he dated other dudes. But I always found that was interesting. Whenever because he'd go through multiple guys, and they'd all end up being kind of like the same thing. They'd all be like verbally abusive, emotionally manipulative, and stuff like that. So I always
Yeah, that's a human tendency though, like it talked about in the book.
yeah, it's like a comfort and familiarity maybe
Yeah.
type of thing. Yeah, but
Like looks comfortable.
and then for the love hate thing,
Each lump.
I
I'm
understand.
listening.
I understand to a certain degree that he says if you love somebody, it's about like acceptance. But I also think there's like another kind of aspect of that though too. I think you should also like kind of want your partner to better themselves, right? Like you should want them to kind of drive themselves forward. Cuz nobody's perfect, and I think you should be developing your mind and body while you're alive.
Yeah, you want to try to like grow. I read something a while ago that talked about like mothers and why like moms usually don't have that much like self growth because they're kind of always dedicated to like caring for the children and for other people, so they don't have like a lot of time for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why like everybody is like comforted by mom because mom's always the same.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like I'm like damn, that's kind of like
It could also be like in the book he was saying like women are like closer or whatever to enlightenment starting out than guys are. So maybe it's just like they learn more as well about themselves earlier.
And gay people, are you
And
Roy and Joseph? Are you closer to enlightenment because you were outcast by your peers?
I'm closer to something, and it's drugs. No, I'm kidding.
That's so sick.
No, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
I don't know, but I was waiting on him because the entire book he was like the two halves, and it was like male and female. So I was like, I wonder what he'll say
I was
about
thinking that
like
too.
same sex
he's gonna bring
couples
it up.
or yeah. I mean, this is a pretty. I think their first edition was pretty old, so I don't think there was a non-binary thing then.
Well,
But
I think
Damn.
I was like, I wonder what they'll say about a queer
Bastard.
couple.
I think
What
for
if the non-binary is like you guys are just in the now?
or they're
That
like
is so
Oh
true.
my
what if they're
God.
just like hexadecimal or
Mind
something?
blown.
Yeah, like I'm a
Oh my
hexadecimal type of person.
Yeah,
What does that mean? What is a hexadecimal?
it's a different
Like-
number
Yeah, I'm
system.
assy.
Like
It's
I'm
what?
more of a quantum. I'm a qubit. I don't believe in the binary ones and zeros.
Yeah,
I'm
that's so true.
the qubit or some
I'm
shit.
a floating point number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
The
notice though,
string.
like being a woman though, and like watching men, like I feel like like I can watch Sebastian and he can like disassemble things and like put them together and like really research, like have the patience to research and learn and like figure out shit. Um, which I'm like, wow, that's way more driven than I am. I'm like, it's broken, I'm gonna buy a new one. Goodbye, thing that is ruining my life, and here, welcome new thing, because I don't know how you work. So I feel like men have like more of a propensity to like learn the mechanics of things, but then I watch men and I'm like, dude, how are you not picking up these like emotional cues from people? Like in high school, women always are like, like, oh, I want this guy to kiss me, and then the guy like never kisses them, and I'm like, dude, they don't like pick up. I'm like, I had to like coach my friend. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do you not see the signs here? He's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, clearly the girl likes you, or I can be like, clearly the girl doesn't like you. He's like, how do you know? And I'm like, you just know. Like,
I
how
think
do you
that's
know your dog's gonna bite someone? You just know. Like, if you
I
can't
think
see
that's
the
another
signs,
thing that
I
like
feel like women
parents
are more in touch with
teach
that.
you, because like I think it was I read somewhere that uh girls are taught at a younger age, like by their moms, to like read emotional like cues and stuff like that because of how like they're supposed to be traditionally raised. So there's more of an emphasis on them like paying attention to that sort of shit. And then uh the complete opposite for men, like fathers teach their sons how to work out stuff
Yeah,
mechanically and stuff like that. So it might be like a parent thing.
that's a good way of thinking about it too. I never really thought about it like that. That's a good explanation for sure. It could be that because there are some men that are pretty like in touch with stuff, but it's fewer.
True.
So true.
It's so true.
There's just one more thing I wanted to talk about. And he's basically said failed relationships are more likely to cause enlightenment than being a turbo virgin. So get on that, Blake. Get on it, Blake.
Fuck. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
So I thought that was interesting, but no, I think that's
Yeah.
definitely true. The more like life you experience, then
Yeah.
the easier it will be.
It's just hard to learn everything like through one way. Like if you just read about how to do stuff in a book, you're not actually going to like or I what was it? I looked up something earlier. It was like how to change a tire and it had like pictures. Like you can look at the pictures to see what they're doing, but unless you actually like have a tire iron and shit and change the tire, you're not gonna know exactly
Or
how
it's
to
like
do
you
it.
can have a manual on how to do something, but if you don't have the experience
Yeah.
behind it, it's like
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
not having a mechanical experience to fucking rip an engine part to do and put it back together. You can have a step-by-step guide, but if you don't have the experience, you're gonna fuck shit up.
You know, and there's no real
Yeah.
step-by-step guide for like learning a skill. They can kind of like direct you how to get better at something,
Yeah.
but it's like the best way to get good at something is to actually just do it.
Like
In
Nike,
social
just do it.
situations, there's
Not a
no guide for
sponsor.
social situations. The best thing you could do is like hear from other people or like watch a movie. But then if you watch a movie, you're just gonna get the wrong sense of how to
I do
operate
not,
It's like-
social
do not
situations.
recommend watching a
So-
movie. to try
Anytime
to
Roy has
understand
computer
social
problems,
etiquette.
he makes me fix them because I'm usually pretty good at fixing them, but he won't fix it.
Bastard.
Best.
I just beat it and then curse Bill Gates.
True.
Damn you, Bill Gates.
You son of a bitch! You broke my computer again.
He
Bill
do be
Gates.
nuking computers with updates. I've witnessed it. They're like mine and his computer be fine, and when their Windows update does something in the background, both computers quit fucking working. That's not just a coincidence.
Heater's talking shit about him. They destroyed our computer.
Yeah. Yep. He's
Uh,
gonna nuke us with the update.
any closing thoughts?
That was a long book club.
It's a long
We
book
were in the
club.
now,
It was
we're
a long
learning more.
chapter.
We're in the now. We're enjoying ourselves.
How long is this
Yeah.
recording going for?
55 minutes almost.
Dang.
Holy
Dang.
Jesus! And you got to edit out the
The F word. Yeah. What the fuck?
I'm about to say it again.
Say it again. I'll do it again.
I felt like
Do it all at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Fuck!
No, I can't say that.
I gotta put like a notepad on the side and like put a timestamp when I gotta go back and bleep shit out or something.
Yeah.
Like Blake said this slur at this time.
And people like they're gonna think it's worse than it really is. Like,
Yeah, and you know what? You know what's funny is I can go back in the
They didn't make
video
this?
and just like when Brett is just talking, just like cut that out and put the dolphin
You sure they didn't make
thing
it?
in there, and then people just
Mm.
think like Brett's like swearing up a storm.
Never happens.
Yeah, I do be
That's fucked
swearing a
up.
lot.
He says all the slurs.
Put it on Steffi every
Okay,
time
I
she
don't
goes
I don't
out.
say slurs. I just
Right?
But they wouldn't know.
Wait,
The power of
You don't
editing.
say the F word, Blake?
What?
You don't
No,
say the
Blake,
F word?
Blake, no, Blake
No,
does.
I don't say the F word. No.
Really?
What?
Blake
What
says
F
fuck.
word?
Blake definitely
Fuck.
says fuck.
Yeah, that fuck.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
you know, it's
like
that slur.
The gay
Have
one?
you guys ever seen Superbad?
gay
It's
one. Yeah.
like Ladyboy named Fuck.
we because up a storm and our
With a
our
PH.
landlord, she's a Catholic and she does not like the F bomb.
The
My
F-bomb.
mom
Not-
doesn't
That's what she
either,
calls
but the second she gets mad, she says it.
it. Who?
No, I don't say that often.
Okay. Should I end the book club here?
Yeah.
Brush your teeth, bitch.
Okay. Brush
Brush
your
your
teeth.
teeth,
Go to
and then
bed.
drink orange juice right after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God,
if you want
gross.
to toughen up.
And then
That's
live in the
gross.
now.
Fucking men.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See ya.